Welcome back, guys. This is episode 1 of the van build. So today we're going to be concentrating on the fan in the roof. I've gone down the route of a 12-volt fan this time. In the last fan we had 2 open vents, but we never had fans on them. So this time I've decided to go for one with a fan in. I was going to go down the route of the max air fans, but I couldn't justify spending that kind of money on a fan when there are cheaper alternatives which do just the same job. The one I've gone for is, it's off eBay. I think it's about £85. Decent size, nice big fan. It's got the rain sensor on it as well, so if it does start raining it will automatically close. So with the fan, I'm going to have it at the front. I was going to have it quite far forward, but I'm going to have it in the centre because of where our kitchen's going to be. At least then when we're cooking and stuff like that, we can have it on the outtake fan because it blows in and it blows out. My plan is have the fan here, and then on the back doors have a 12-volt exhaust fan. They are designed for motorhomes and they're about £16, so I'm going to have one of them because no matter how much insulation you have, you still need to have a good ventilation. Ventilation is important. So normally on our front windows we have the wind deflectors, which allows us to have the windows open roughly about 1 inch or 2 so air can come in. All our windows are going to be opening apart from the rear doors. I think I'm going to have fixed windows on the back doors this time rather than the porthole windows. But you need to make sure you've got a steady airflow coming through. That will stop the condensation and stuff like that. That is important. So one fan here bringing air in. In the back doors I'll have the exhaust fans to take the air out. I might try and get some sort of vents along the bottom of the van, because at least then the colder air will come in from the bottom rather than warm air coming in from the top, if that makes sense. So I'm going to see what I can do with that. That is another day. Today it is purely the fan. So with the fan I need to make a box around it as well, a frame for the inside for it to be screwed into and for everything else to be secured to. So this one now I've got to make a frame which goes around the side. It's big enough for that. So when the fan's on top, I've got something to screw into. Also as well, because of it being a fan, you've got the power lead. So along with the frame, I've got to make sure I have a cutout to allow for that to go through. I've just hooked it up to the leisure battery, just to added a bit extra. Just hooked it to the leisure battery and checked everything over on it to make sure it's working before I fix it to the roof. So at least then I can send it off. I don't get told it was me damaging it. This one is pretty good. It's got the settings on the actual base on the inside, and it also comes with a remote as well. So if we're sat down or in bed, if you're hot or cold, we can either close it or open it. It comes with, you can still open it and close it manually rather than using the remote or pressing the button if there's no power. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the frame which will sit on the inside of the van. So the actual size that I need is exactly 1 foot, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it the hole at 31 centimeters. So I've got an extra 5mm to play with, just so when this does go through the hole, it's not distorting any of the plastic in any way.
The most important part of the build, bacon and egg toasted sandwich.
So for the frame, you need to make sure it's the same thickness as the struts on the van. So then when you are doing your ceiling, your cladding, whatever you're putting up there, everything is all the same level. So easiest way to find it out, put something flat across the struts and then measure the top of the batten to the roof. And this one here is 25mm. So I've got 25mm batten. So on the inside of the roof, I've now marked the 4 holes on where the corners are going to be. So now I can go onto the top, straight edge, pencil all the way around. So that's the best way, everything's even. I've marked it back from the panels, everything, to make sure it's equal. It's 31 centimetres by 31 centimetres. Give the roof a quick clean now. And now I've got my 4 holes, so masking tape across, and then I can mark on top of the masking tape then on where to cut. So I'm about to cut the hole now with the jigsaw. Before I go up there and do that, I've just put a heavy duty black bag covering the hole that I'm about to cut, because any metal shavings from the roof, you don't want them going anywhere, because if they get onto the metalwork or anything like that, over time they can cause rust, and you don't want that. So what I've done is taped up a bag. I've left it really loose and baggy in the middle where I've got a cut, purely so when I do the jigsaw, the blade don't touch the bag and cut the bag open. And what I'll do as well is I'll do the same again for up the top, because then any bits that fly off, I can catch it within the bag. Saves me having to try and wash the whole van to get rid of it all. So highly recommend that. So I've now got the hole cut. The next thing I need to do is glue my frame onto the hole. With the clamps, I lock them into the dips, so rather than on the top of the dip, it will squash it down. I put them in the channel so it keeps it tight with the wood. Won't put too much pressure on that because you don't want to start distorting any of the panels. So that is now in place. Hopefully that won't take too long to go off. So now I can go up onto the top, treat the rest of the metal, and then just wait. A rain in the air, so I'm just hoping it holds off while I do this. No matter what I ever do, anytime I get to cut a window, a vent, put a solar panel up, it always rains. It's been sunny all week, and then today, as soon as I start, it rains. So I'm hoping the weather holds out for a little bit just so I can get this done. So while I'm waiting for the frame to set up there, I'll just go through a few of the things that you will need. So obviously first of all you need the vent. Check, I've already got that. For the frame, obviously measure what you need for yours. 25mm is what I needed, so I've got some 25mm batten to make the frame around it. Jigsaw, you'll need a metal blade for the jigsaw. Masking tape, you'll need quite a bit of masking tape. I would recommend where you're marking with the pencil, go over the masking tape. Something to cover around the edge, and then fixing it on. Sikaflex, this is the 522. There is a few different ones that you can use, but this is recommended, and that's what it's designed for. The vent will be sitting on the ceiling strip. Use this one in the past vans, and I definitely recommend it. It literally is like blue tack. That's what it just feels like, sticky blue tack. And then that goes around. You make sure you have no gaps in it, overlap them. And then where the joists, where the channels are on the roof, the dips, pack it out with this. Just keep putting a few layers down and just make sure there's no gaps anywhere. And then I always tend to do an extra layer of that over all the way around, just to bring it up, so when you screw in it's more tight. So, but yeah, definitely recommend that. For the metal work as well, I've got the Hammerite rust protector, 3-in-1 rust protection. I've got it in grey because the van's silvery grey. I didn't fancy a red one. But yeah, just going to go up now, put the rust treater on there whilst waiting for this to go off. So there we go. In these ribs I put 4 layers of the sealing tape in each of them, and then the same that side, and then on top of that went all the way across with 2 layers of the masking tape all the way around the masking sealant, and then this slotted on, screwed down and squashed them all together. Then in the beds I've gone along with a bit of the Sikaflex just to give it a bit of extra protection. And then all the screws I've just gone over the top and just touched up with a bit of Sikaflex just to keep them secure. Quite a few of them. The actual sealant itself has come through, which is good, gives it an extra tight finish. There we go, the fan is now complete. There you can see the hole I made for the wires to come through the frame. This allows the cables to come along the roof into the struts and then down to the electrics. Saves having it come through the side of here, hidden at the way, which is good. And with the ceiling, we're not too sure what we're going to do, what route we're going to go down yet. I'm thinking the slats with the gaps in between and the black roof on top. Not too sure yet. I was considering a big map of the UK. I don't know yet. I still don't know what we're going to do, but more than likely have black plywood and then the strips coming down. Everyone's doing that, but it doesn't look nice, and it's quite straightforward, to be fair. I won't be buying actual pine slats like a lot of people do, because that can work out expensive. I've got an idea to do it cheaper, so we'll see how that works. That'll be in a couple of weeks anyway, that won't be just yet. That's done now and I'm happy with that. The next one, I'm hoping either today, well either tomorrow or next week, get the solar panels put on as well. So once the solar panels are done, the roof will be complete then. Then I can start on the windows, get the windows in, so all holes will be done then. Diesel heater, that is coming this week, so I can get that done as well. Electric hookup, that's coming this week, so I can get that put in as well. So all holes are done before I concentrate on the inside. I don't want to be doing inside and then have to do holes, not good. With the roof vents, if you have got any questions, please feel free to message below. I will write down everything that I used, everything that I needed and where I got it from, and I'll put that in the comments below. But for an £86 vent fan, I'm happy with that. Much better than the last one that we had. The fan's bigger than I thought, it's the whole size. I was expecting like a little fan in the middle, but it's the whole lot, which is good. As I said, if you have any questions, drop me a message below. And if you haven't already subscribed, feel free to subscribe for more videos on the van. So next video will be the solar panels, so hopefully get them done this weekend. Take care all.